So for the final video of tonight, I want to go over the 10 undrafted free agents the Packers just signed in the past few hours after the draft ended. Shout out to Packers Wire for having a list of all of these players that were signed. So I'm going to go through each of these guys. I didn't really know too much about many of them, so I have a small little excerpt from somewhere that I found on the internet. So I want to go through each of these guys, give a brief little description, and that will pretty much end off this draft weekend, all the videos about the draft this weekend. So first off, we have Indiana offensive tackle Caleb Jones, reported by Tom Silverstein, 6'8", 362 pounds. That is insane. I don't know if I've seen a O-lineman 6'8". So this is from Sports Illustrated. Caleb Jones projects to be a developmental prospect that will likely be a practice squad player early on. He wins with his size, length, and processing and pass protection. He lacks strong athletic ability, core strength, and balance that you look for in the position. Lack of consistent footwork and leverage also get him into trouble. Then moving on next, we have UCF offensive lineman Cole Schneider, which was reported by Aaron Wilson, 6'4", 315 pounds. Here's an excerpt from Black and Gold Banneret, a blog, I think it is. They say this: Cole Schneider's natural position is offensive guard, but he can play center. Out of his 38 starts, 37 were at guard with 1 at center, but he has subbed in for Matt Lee multiple times during the game. Schneider has earned first or second team All-AAC team status from either the conference or a publication during all 4 years of his career. So the first 2 undrafted free agents are offensive linemen, and we know Brian Gutekunst loves his offensive linemen after drafting 3 more once again in this 2022 NFL draft. Now moving on, Iowa running back Tyler Goodson, 5'9", 197 pounds. Here's from Pro Football Network. Positives: explosive downhill ball carrier with a terrific burst of speed, displays good vision, effectively follows blocks, guess it's good if you're running back doing that, and shows quick feet in a small area. Multi-cut ball carrier who easily changes direction without losing momentum, will pick and choose his spots on the inside, displays the speed and quickness necessary to turn the perimeter, and can run to daylight, gets a lot of momentum going up the field, and is tough to bring down. Flash good vision and effectively follows blocks. Helps the quarterback sell ball fakes and picks up blocking assignments. So with all of these undrafted free agents, obviously, lots of these guys are going to be competing for roster spots coming into training camp later in the summer. And so we'll get to sort of see lots of these guys, try to make the final spots of this roster. Many of them will probably end up being on the practice squad as well. So shout out to all these guys who have made the Green Bay Packers roster for the time being. Then we have Louisiana defensive end Chauncey Manic, reported by Justin Mello, 6'3", 249 pounds, defensive end. Here is from, I think this is Sports Illustrated. Chauncey Manic has put together a solid 4 years as a starter at Louisiana and has earned himself a Senior Bowl invite. Has a good ability to play against the run consistently and work against blocks. Projects well as a run defender in the league, but his ceiling is capped as a pass rusher. As an older prospect, Manic looks to be a day 3 pick that could provide depth at the next level. So the Packers get some more depth on this defensive line, which in this draft, the Packers added a few different pieces. Kinsley and Igbare, 5th round. Devontae Wyatt, defensive tackle. And then we have Missouri defensive lineman Akil Byers, reported by Tom Silverstein, 6'3", 308 pounds, so another defensive lineman. Here's from Sports Illustrated. Byers is a guy that is very good in run defense and won't be a major source of sacks. Playing in a 4-3 scheme may change that slightly. He has a high motor and will keep going until the whistle blows. Byers could be playing at Alabama, so that is saying something about his outlook. So bolstering up the defensive line as well as the offensive line. Then we have Baylor cornerback Rashaad Texada, and we know the Packers are pretty set at cornerback right now. But this was reported by Justin Mello, 5'10", 190 pounds, and I believe this is from Sports Illustrated, potentially. The recent draft buzz on Baylor cornerback Rashaad Texada has been pretty consistent. When you watch film of the 5'10", 190-pound prospect, it is simple to love his potential. Texada has the versatility to play both inside and out. It's nice. He can play in both press and zone. Raleigh has great hips, eye discipline, and the speed to stick with the fastest of receivers. He's flying under the radar right now. Then we have another running back, Oregon State running back B.J. Baylor, reported by Aaron Wilson. And here we have from Pro Football Network analysis. Baylor comes off a career season carrying the ball, but he is primarily an undersized downhill runner with average speed and no capacity to create yardage. The inability to catch the ball out of the backfield will be his downfall trying to make a roster. So I don't really know too much about this guy, but with A.J. Dillon coming out, people thought he couldn't catch the ball because he wasn't really utilized like that in that offense he was in. But we've seen he obviously can do that. So we'll see what happens there. Then we have Utah defensive lineman Hauti Pututua. I don't know if that's probably not the right pronunciation. This is reported by Utah. 6'3", 230 pounds. Analysis, I don't know how you say this, Pututa is a big, strong defensive tackle who flashes athleticism. He's unpolished but has an upside and should get consideration for a practice squad. So there you go. Then we have a wide receiver, another wide receiver here, Grandview wide receiver Anthony Turner, reported by Grandview, 6'4", 220 pounds. This is from NFL Draft Diamonds, and they actually ask him about himself. They say, what do your teammates say is your best quality? He says, my size, I have good strength and speed. I'm faster than most big guys. The talent has always been there ever since I was little. And they ask, what kind of role do you see yourself in on the team? What scheme and or position suits your skill set? He says, I try and lead by example. I mainly play outside, but I will sometimes play inside, or even as a tight end type receiver in the slot. We run a lot of spread offense, and I can work the screen game as well as be an end zone threat. So I love weapons for Aaron Rodgers. So an undrafted one there for our boy Aaron Rodgers. Then to finish it off here, we have Penn State linebacker Ellis Brooks, reported by Aaron Wilson. And where did I find this information? I think I may have found this information on, SteelersDepot.com. I believe that's where it was. Saying overall, Brooks put up good tackling numbers in school, but didn't offer much splash beyond that. Even his tackle for loss numbers were low, 3.5% in his senior season. He moves well enough and is a decent tackler, though bigger guys tend to drag him along, and he's likely going to have to find a home on special teams in order to stick on a roster. The Packers need that help, so maybe he can help there. Not a guy I'm super excited about overall. My comparison is a recent one, 2021, West Virginia prospect, Tony Fields II. So right now, that is all of the undrafted free agents who have been signed. Maybe there will be more in the future. Who exactly knows? But shout out to all these guys for making the Packers roster. And now we'll get to see these guys as well as the other draftees compete for roster spots coming into training camp, which is always fun to sort of see which guys start to rise to the top and all those different kinds of things. So that is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. But if you guys haven't subscribed, you want to see more Packers content, feel free to subscribe down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.